Hello, my name is Craig Rademacher. I graduated high school. I met my wife in 2018. We both enjoy hunting, fishing, spending family time together, vacationing. I like to mud bog though. Kind of my kick. Carly and David are my stepson and daughter. They're Carrie's real kids. My real kids too. I have a lot of friends who I like to hang out with. Most of them are all right back there in the back row. I was working with my dad, getting ready to take over the drywall business that he's had for many years when I got into my accident. The day that I got into my accident, I come home from work, I grabbed the dogs, threw them in the vehicle, was going to town to get gas for our golf cart because we were all going on a golf cart ride that night. Well, needless to say, I didn't make it that far. I was just about to town when, I figured it was easier to fly the rest of the way, which I don't mess up the landing because that's what hurts. My accident happened on Friday the 13th. What a special day for that to happen, huh? I was T-boned. I went right to the ditch, and my truck did, and I got ejected out of the driver's door, which my dogs were all trapped inside the vehicle. When I got ejected, I had broke my arm. Here, the bone come right outside the arm. I had my hand all busted up and major head problems, which I would have never believed that I had head problems. If it wasn't for April and Lindsay over here. They kind of pointed at me, hey, no, this is what we can help you with, look. And they made that point in proving it to me. Thank you. I was in the hospital for a little over a month. I arrived at Origami in June. There's many things that my friends did for me, like showing up to bring me to Origami. They had benefits for me and whatever they could do to help. Thank you, guys. I felt like I was living in a black hole for like 4 or 5 months. Your father could be standing right there in front of you and you wouldn't know who he was. I couldn't remember anything. It was frustrating me. My life changed in a split second. That led to depression, sitting there all the time, and I was a always on the go type person. It does not work. Does not work. I was very independent. I like doing everything myself with some other people there to help, After I was done with day treatment, I started to go to Origami. Thank you guys again. After I was there 3 days for 3 hours each day. Andrea did a lot of the driving for that. I couldn't drive. That really, really made me mad because I was independent. I like to do everything myself. But my vision was so messed up, there was no way I could be on the road at the time. I would have hit for someone for sure. Don't need that. I had a hard time with my long-term memory. I even forgot what I was doing for a living at the time as being a drywaller. Didn't even know what I was doing, Thank goodness for my long-term memory slowly started coming back. Thank God. I had a hard time with talking and processing, problem solving, reasoning, attention, short-term memory. My memory frustrated me the most. I can't read very well, as you can tell. And I even wrote this. Hey, if you can't laugh, why do it? But after a long time, it slowly started coming back and working a little better. I already told you about my right hand being broken, the accident, and all that. I kind of jumped ahead right there a little bit. I couldn't work, so my wife, Carrie, had to make all the money, pay all the bills, which no one should ever have to do that. My therapist, though, really pushed me into doing what I needed to do and proving their points to me that I needed attention. And it's probably a good thing you guys did, because I didn't believe you. In OT, I was working on my strength in my arm. I needed to be able to go back to work on my truck so I couldn't go mud bogging again. I had to take driver's training again, and now I'm driving all over the place all by myself, which I couldn't see why they wanted me to take driver's training again. I mean, it's not like I did anything wrong. I think that's kind of what upset me the most, but I tell you what, the first time in the vehicle, yeah, I knew I needed to take it again. It was definitely not something you could just jump in a vehicle and go again. I mean, right there before our wedding, I was helping out get ready for it. And some of my good friends, let me drive their tractor, which that's what got me keen enough to drive again, have to bow around things, and it really helped, I'm telling you. If it wasn't for that, I don't know where I would have been when it actually come to driver's training. Driving to swerve around 100 or 200 different pine trees adds a whole new challenge to life. I had speech therapy for the longest. I didn't want to admit that I needed the help, but I did. I needed dry erase boards, notebooks, paper, pen, whatever to write it down with so I could remember my day-to-day life, what was going on when I got up in the morning. I put things in the same spot so I don't lose them. I was able to reorganize a bunch of my stuff out in the garage so I could find that again to start being able to do what I used to do. The routine of putting stuff back is very, very important in this, because you go hours looking for your simple little hat that you took off the night before, and I know I got one, but where'd I do with it? Yeah. But my therapist helped me overcome my problems, which helped me recover. They made the point to put stuff where you would remember where it was, So that's what I did, and they were right. If you don't put it where you know where it's going to be, where you're looking first thing in the morning, have fun. I was never one to wear a helmet. I tell you what, I wear a helmet now when I'm playing in my truck and, on a quad or anything like that. I make sure I put a helmet on. You need it. I'm slowly getting myself back to my old life. I think one day I'll be back all the way, but it's going to take time. It always does. I understand what brain problems are now, and the recovery to it is unreal, let me tell you. It is something else. Things are way harder to accomplish than they were before. I spent days and nights trying to put brakes on my mud truck so I could go play with it. And that's just trying to get nuts and bolts to screw back into it. Well, that's a whole new task. I had to reteach myself everything. Things were frustrating me real easy, where I'd sit down and just sit there for 2-3 hours until I could calm back down and try it again. Then the notepads helped huge. Asking my friends and my family for help helped huge. The things that they did, coming to pick me up to take me on rides on the old dirt back roads I used to like to ride on, did numbers for me. Get me out of that house, out of that dark little hole I was in. After all this, me and my wife got married, I remembered the proposing to her, and when she asked me if I remembered it, I could tell her exactly where I did it and how we did it. Like, how I remember that, still beyond me, but that's one thing that I did remember. Thank God. I could never thank my wife enough or the kids enough for what they have did and been through. Carrie was with me every step of the way. I want to thank a couple of my close friends and family, Jeff Stewart, Mitchie and Billups, and Andrea, and Big Man. Thank you guys for always coming over and doing what you guys did. My step parents, my real parents, for doing what you guys have did and had to go through. And my stepsister, you're another one that drove me all the time back and forth to origami. Thank goodness. I really want to thank my therapist, Lindsay April. And I'm going to mess that up again. I guess we're going to just skip that one for this. And Stephanie and Heather. What a brave lady for being the driver's training teacher. To jump into a vehicle knowing this guy's got brain problems. Yeah, good luck. You're brave. That is it, though. That is what I had to say. Thank you, Origami, for doing what you guys have done and getting me back to where I was. Thank all of you guys for doing everything you have done. You guys all meant a world to me. Thank you.